1.6 Peugeot / Mini / BMW engine, and the customer complains the clutch is slipping. Let's have a look. Service overdue. Clutch is right off. Car standing still. Oh, it still drives just a bit, just a touch. But with the handbrake on, you can let go of the clutch. Let go completely. Car is standing still, not. There you go. The problem confirmed. Right. Let's take the clutch off. I got bits ready. Right. There's a locking wheel nut. Flat. Nothing there. Broken. That's before we even started the job. So that's not good. That can go back.
This is how this is going to work. You'll have 30 seconds.
Go back to the car. Yeah, I'm going to disconnect the battery. No, actually, don't have to disconnect the battery. Don't know how to turn this flipping radio.
Are you ready?
I'm ready as a bee.
Ah, there you go. Found it. Okay. Well, luckily this side doesn't have a locking wheel nut key. Well, first thing, before I do anything, I'm gonna have to remove the locking wheel nut, since we don't have a locking wheel nut tool. Okay, let's try that one. No, I think that one is the wrong size. Don't know, I think that might be, this one is bigger. Nope. Oh, this one has got a bit still stuck inside. Lovely. That's going to be fun. 23.5. 22.5. Nope. One is too big, one's too small. It should have been 24.5. Oh, I might have to do that a bit later, or get another tool. I'll just crack on with what I can. Right. Let's strip bits on the top. Let's take all them bits off. Let's take all of them bits off. All of that just to get an extra little bit access. Little extra access. Unclip this pipe. Look at that, the parts turned up. Lovely. I'll probably get my magnet, it will be easier. It's getting wobbly, and there's still something holding it. Now I can see one more bolt there. I'll disconnect the ECU, make it easier. That feeling should be one more screw there. Right, I don't have to disconnect all of that. I can just leave it loose. So I can get to this engine mount, or gearbox mount rather. Let's disconnect the gear cables. Oh. Get a bigger bar. Right, that's that off. The cable's disconnected. Oh, it's a bit of that can come off. Right, we can undo this 2 bolts, and instead of undo it from here, we'll just take them 2 bolts out and leave the gear cables attached to the bracket. I'll take this pipe off so don't break it. There you go, and you just tuck them out of the way. Now I can get to this reverse switch, and that can stay attached. Let's undo this starter motor bolt. Just undo everything in one pile while I can. It does have some sort of an oil leak on the top. Don't know if it's engine oil or gear oil or what. No idea. I'm not sniffing it. That's the top starter motor bolt. Might as well do the bell housing bolt while I'm at it. Right next to each other. I normally like to put the bolts that come from the top, I put at the top. They come from the bottom at the bottom, the one to the front at the front, at the back, so that way they all spread out. There is a method behind my madness. I'll leave the other bolt, bell housing bolt, till a bit later. So I don't like the sockets behind there though. Or tools or anything like that. Now I'm ready to jack it up. It's a nice workout for you. I'll leave it at that. If you're doing gearbox, that would be a different procedure, because then that way you have to take the subframe down and everything. Just to do the clutch, you don't need the subframe off. You can just leave the subframe attached. If you want to do that, not use the gun, loosen up the wheel nuts first, or wheel bolts. Because once up in the air, if you use a bar, it won't come undone that easy. as well drop the center bolt. Again, the same thing. You would not want to loosen that, you know, if you with the wheel attached still. But if the center cap is on the way, then you might want to put a couple of studs in, wedge the bar between the studs, and then when you undo it, then the pry bar will be leaning against the floor or something like that, and then you can crack them open. Okay. What I'm gonna do now is drop the parts of ball joints off. Just 2 nuts on the ball joint, and that way I can drop the drop the wishbone down a bit so I can pull the drive shaft out. $21mm. Okay, that's all loose now.
You're waiting for this one.
Oh, look at that. Sweet. We're gonna have a go at the other side now. Try to undo the wheel nut, or wheel bolt rather. Let's have a go. Let's have a go. See if that one will work. Ooh. Well, we'll see if it works. It works. Nope. It's the wrong size. Let's put smaller in. And the small is too small. I think. Well, that's fun. What I could try to do, maybe wedge something inside it. What can we wedge in? try to wedge a plastic bag in it. Never know, it might work, might not. Nope, not enough. Not catching it. Ho ho ho. And then you do get jobs like that.
Supposed to be holding from the sides here.
Yeah, no, what it is it's tapered. So basically it goes on, it's tapered. So when it goes on, it squishes the ring. And because when it squishes the ring, it actually it grips onto the bolt because it's got a free spinning wheel at the top. Nope. So that's 23. See, this one would be even better. This 23 and a half. So it's slightly bigger. Even that doesn't want to go on. Nope. This is 24. It's too big. 23 is too small. 24 is too big. What can we wedge inside? Tin? Bit of tin. Let's see if we've got some tin. Nope. See if we've got some tin in the scrap pile. Here's an old head gasket. We can try wedge some of that in and have a go with that. It's a tough head gasket.
I'm going to the roadside. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You need anything from me?
No, you're all right for now. Maybe another piece across the other way. It's kind of got a bit tighter, but not enough. Could do with cutting a little fat a bit. Get my grinder out. It's a bit too wide. That's annoying. I need some more. Just a little bit more. It was almost gripping. it doesn't help when somebody over tighten that wheel bolt rather. So a wee bit on the tight side.
Let me check if there's a relook key like this one. There's some of them here.
Yeah, you can try, but yeah, you can try. But in my experience, I mean, even when I get kit, locking wheel nut removing kit, never has the right key.
Right.
And I think the reason it snapped, I think because somebody over tightened that wheel bolt, and then because of that, it's probably snapped in the first place. Somebody goes mad on the wheel nuts. Let's put the bar on it and see if we can do it gently.
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
It's okay now.
Let's struggle. Let's struggle. That's right. Oh God, my. Oh, I was thinking a breaker plier.
grown.
No. It's I'm just trying to wedge something in because this sock is too big. That's too small.
Right.
So it's mine is 23 and a half. Your one is 24. This too big. That's too small.
I'll tell you. I think you can find something. Yeah, carry on.
Mm. Oh, I can try maybe 23 mil again.
This one is 23 and a half. This one.
No, 23 and a half is that one.
Too big.
Yeah, too small. Nope, that's way too small. So what's that then? No, that's it's too big. See, I would have thought this one would be the best thing, you know.
Same pattern. No. I only this is same pattern. You can pushing this one. But color there. Because the color of the metal.
Yes. No, that's
I'll check the box here. The box underneath the box. Yeah.
well, that's a lot of fun. Not spending more time taking somebody else's bad job. Like, why couldn't they just do this wheel bolt like the other ones? That one's probably twice as tight as the rest of it. I don't know why, but some people do that. Move things out of the way.
Design different.
No, well, different design, too big. I mean, we can cut a bit off, but then I don't know how deep can I cut in, and then I can snap the outer ring and pull it out. Yeah, trouble is yes, you can't go far before you start cutting into the wheel. Oh, what fun! Oh, what fun it is to ride. Yeah, them ones I have, but they screw in while you undo. They try to screw on them ones, reverse thread ones. To be honest, I've never had success with them.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking.
I bought loads of them. I've never ever managed to
Sometime
undo.
I can find the snap on the next size. Should be okay.
What size is it?
That's a 19.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 21 should be okay.
Okay. Well, while we're doing that, I might as well drain the oil in the gearbox. Let's find the drainer. I think it's 8 mil. It was clean. This was clean. Okay, let it drain for a minute. While it's draining, you can try to remove the other drive shaft out. Let's see what's holding it. Okay, 18 mil. It's not 18 mil at all. Oh, where my socket's gone? The shorts, oh, there they are. Thank you. Right, 15 mil. No, not 15. See, I already forget the sizes. 16 mil. No chance, no luck yet, no?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Right. That's the engine mount. I don't even have to disconnect this completely. You just leave it loose. Lower engine mount or torque restrictor or whatever you want to call it. Now there's a cap there for the drive shaft. $13 mil. Oh, thank you. Oh, 13 mil. There it is.
Charlie, never give up. Something
How you?
happened in
The socket's there on the floor.
23 mil.
23. No.
It's 24.
Yeah, it's that one. It's probably that one.
This one.
Yeah.
Come on. Nearly there.
That's what happens when the people knock that straight with a hammer instead of through the
Yeah, that's true.
24.
No, because it just
Oh, some more sockets here. The bigger one.
We'll try this one. Come on. Is it spinning? No, it's holding.
Hmm.
I think we need
Gone
a
on it.
couple of times. Hammer should be okay. You're capable, hand?
Ah. Oh yeah, socket split.
That's right. All right. Okay. Might be socket gone now. Socket split.
Is that one of the removable sockets?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is no 23 mil.
Yeah, 23 I force in.
Oh right.
This is 23 and a half.
No, 23 and a half.
This one's 23.
Yeah, this is 23 and a half, but
3 and a half.
yeah, you
It
can.
should be okay, but
I'll let you knock it on. This is a laser one, so not the slab.
right.
Yeah. Tap it on. Somebody really overdone that nut.
Yeah, because sometimes they
It's not.
yeah, because they use sometimes
Big gun to knock on the
power. Yeah,
to put on locking wheel nut.
yeah,
That's a
I know.
flipping a big no.
Can try more.
Put the gun on it, maybe it might work. You never know.
Yeah, but
Huh?
split.
Huh?
This one also same.
Oh, split as well.
Yeah.
Oh right, flipping heck. That's a tight thing. Hmm. Well, at least this is a laser one, so I can change that socket.
Under warranty.
Yeah. Well, well, it's a what you call it there.
Even the when you drill it out, no,
Mm.
no success. I'm thinking.
I need to split that outer collar, and then we can knock out a normal socket onto it. Of 18 mil multi-spline socket. I've done that before with or one of them was just a smaller size. Somebody has done us a big favor.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh,
Oh.
right.
Never mind. We go for the
Plan C.
plan C.
Just
At
need
the
to
moment.
just need to make it up. This
Yeah.
plan C.
Plan C.
I want to undo as much as I can at the moment without taking that off.
Mm.
So please,
But however,
um,
we need to remove this one.
potentially, I need to remove the drive shaft. That's the only thing. If I could take the center cap off, I could probably
Yeah,
get away without taking the wheel off.
we'll see this. Yeah, I'll try to take out the center cap.
And let them do their own wheel, not themselves.
Might be someone has an idea, please comment. Maybe after comment from the
Yeah, my comment would be take it
Fllow Us
back to
channel.
who done the last wheel. Oh, I forgot to put this cap nut back in. I can go back in
That's
now.
a good. Yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, we go with this plan. Yeah, finally I managed to remove. Ah, bingo.
What?
Yeah, we can away from this problem. Yeah, because we have access to the nut and we can do without removing the wheel at the moment. I'm going to say yeah.
Right, that's that out.
No worries.
Right, the oil is drained.
Yeah. Okay, something worked out, but however, I don't know what you're going to do there. It's not.
Right. Okay.
Right.
I took the. Right, let's get the hammer. Okay. Undone the center cap. So that's undone. That's moved out of the way. Well, let's undo the ball joint. Let's move this out of the way. I don't need none of them. It's 24, 23. 17. 18. Right, let's try to undo this ball joint nuts. So you can get to the ball joint nuts without actually taking the wheel off. I think the the engineers probably predicted that problem, so you can still fix something without taking the wheel off. There you go. Let's take the center nut off, also drive shaft off. Just needed to undo them 2 bolts, and that's out. I'll do the same on the other side now. Yeah, I know the wheel is on the way, but the best we can do in the bad circumstances. Spend enough time doing it. Okay. Pull the wheel arch out of the way at least. Just pulling them clips out. Sometimes they come out, sometimes they don't come out. It all depends who put them in. That doesn't want to come out. That did. Okay. Okie dokie. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can see, but one of them doesn't want to come out. Right, I'll go and get the drive shaft out of the way first. out of my way. Now I can try put the rest of the clips out. Sometimes they come out, and sometimes they don't. Where's my blue box? Nope. More problems. I have to unpick them. Haha. A little bit unpicking, and then it goes. Mhm. Come off anyway. Spent so long and all these silly things don't matter. There you go. Right. Don't have to disconnect it completely. Just move it out of the way. That'll do. Okay. Move things out of the way. Now we can disconnect the clutch slave cylinder. 13mm nuts. Extension. Okay, let's get an extension. Move that up and out of the way in a minute. Now we're gonna disconnect the rest of the bolts at the back, like a starter motor bolt, bell housing bolt right at the back, all the ones underneath, everything at the back basically to disconnect. Try the gun, but there's very limited amount of room up there, so sometimes the battery ratchet might not work. It works. Right, they're the back bolts, so I'm gonna put them at the back. That one is so low. I'm gonna have to try to use the ratchet. See if one of them will work. Again, there's the bottom bolt. Right, I think the back is all undone now. So I'll leave that all alone now. We can disconnect this bolt as well. lower bolt here. It goes at the front, so I'm going to put it here. Okay, now I need to jack the engine up. Remove the, so I've got a couple of bolts left for the bell housing, and I'm going to move this out of the way so we don't damage it basically in the process. Right, let's drag the jack under. Okay, let's drop the engine mount off. $18mm. And them 13mm also. I can drop it down a bit. There we are. Go on that. Spare parts. You don't have to fish it out. You can leave it there, but then eliminates the chance of damaging it. Plus, it's not on the way then. It's out of the way. So now we've got more or less everything undone. Need to undo a couple of these bell housing bolts now. The last ones. One there, one there. Both in here. Let's find my socket. It's probably still on battery rush. It still is. Them two top bell housing bolts are the same. And the last bolt up here. That's the same like this one. Right, I think that's all disconnected. Now we just need to split the gearbox. It's holding on to something. So probably some dowels somewhere. This pollen is flying everywhere. Let's get the bar. Let's try to separate. Don't know where to stick it. Oh, there's some room at the back. No, there isn't. Let's try to wiggle it. Ah, there is one more bolt for the starter motor. I didn't even know. There you go. There's one in the middle in the starter motor. At the back. Let's try to undo it. If I can get to it. You go by feel, you don't see it. none of it. It's so slippery up there because it's got quite a big oil leak somewhere at the back. Oh. Oh. Oh, right. Let's try to do it with the ratchet and the spanner. Oh. Right. Different extension. Well, I'm gonna try, but then I need to find it. No, I need to find it. I've got one somewhere else. Oh, this. Yeah, but I need a wobbly one in the first place. But, oh. Right, well, I'll get a different ratchet as well, short ratchet. Right, let's try again. I think it might be gripping on now. Some bolts are very awkward to get to. By the time I finish with this job, I'll be swimming in oil. Right, I'm gonna have to reposition myself from somewhere else. Get a super long extension. Right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to come from this end.
And hold it from there until so it doesn't come out from the inside.
Yeah, we'll try to see if we can get it from here. And I'll try to feed that on to the. Try to feed that on now. Right, that's on.
Yeah.
You see it's jumping. Right.
Yeah.
No, see it's skipping. Yeah, try again. No, and again. No, okay. I don't know if that's a different size socket there or maybe that's. Yeah, it's definitely 12. I'm gonna try and maybe put 10mm socket instead of a 12 E12.
The 11 that you have there.
Sorry?
I said, is it 11 that you have there?
No, it's E12. Oh, the socket has gone off now. Alright, let's pop that back on. No. No. Yeah, there somewhere. Yeah, there. Is it spinning completely or?
It's spinning completely.
Okay. It's E12. You do get them sort of jobs when you get just things, sockets are worn out. I mean, the bolts are worn out on the edges. Try to put 10 on, but 10 is not having none of it either. Okay. Maybe what we could do, let's sock it on and try to knock it on with a hammer at the end of the extension. Actually, I can put the wobbly on it as well. Oh. Right. Okay. Not yet. Right. Try now. Oh. No. Right, try to tap it on. Oh, no. How about there? Maybe put gun on it or something. Little gun. Oh. No, 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 no. Yeah, try. Nope. Go on then. A bit more. Nope. Might have to do it by hand then. Oh no, it's out. It's out. Oh, it's out. I just have to reposition this bolt in a different position. Oh. Oh. See how rounded that head is. So, luckily we managed to get it off. Yeah, only just come off. Oh, luckily it's off. Right now, oh, the gearbox is separating now. I'm gonna do now, disconnect like that. Now I've got access to the bell housing bolts. I'm gonna undo all the bell housing bolts. There's just enough room to get the clutch out. But I need my socket before it gets kicked upside down. Right, let's get to my ratchet. Okay. Well, it helps to get the right socket. Six of them bolts on the clutch.
Not hardwood.
That's two. That's three. Now we need to rotate the engine, but we're gonna rotate anti-clockwise. That means that the front rotates because we're looking at it backwards. Go.
I will look the angle. Okay. These from that side.
There's 4 bolts. So many oil leaks.
Is it leaking from the behind seal or the? Looks like
No,
it's
it's on
some
top
cover.
of the engine.
Yeah, engine side. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
lot of oil this side.
yeah, it is. Yeah,
Mm.
above it where the starter motor is all covered in oil.
Yeah.
It's 5
I think
bolts.
it's leaking from front cover somewhere.
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
Right.
Try to rotate
Turn the engine here.
to the.
There you go. So we'll get to the bolts. Obviously, if you want to take the gearbox out, it's a lot more room. I mean, but then there's a lot more work. Then you have to drop the subframe down.
Lot of time involvement. I think you all see barely. Sorry.
It's one of them jobs you just do by feel. You find it 6 E10 head bolts and just take them out. I've took 5 out. Now I'm on the 6th one. We have to keep rotating it, but you have to be from the crank pulley. You have to be clockwise, but obviously from the flywheel end, you would have to be anti-clockwise. Right, that's it. That's all the belts, holes and bolts out. Oh, that's all out. Now I need a pry bar. I think I get myself a torch because I can't see a thing anymore. Right. Right, there you go. I'll be able to see something. And there's your clutch. Flies out. And it's worn out. But while I'm there, while the clutch is out, I'll be able to get the bearing out. Sometimes it's easier to take the whole fork off. Yeah, I'll take the whole fork out so I can clean it. There'll be a spring clip there. It was there.
You go with the feeling, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's the spring. Right, that's it. That's all out. Oh,
Do you mind show us for clutch?
well, there's the clutch. There's supposed to be grooves like that in here.
And it's going to the rivet there.
Yeah, it's almost to the rivet. It's not quite, but yeah, it's worn out on both sides. You can see the grooves, some imprints of the grooves left. You're supposed to see them nice and clear, but you don't.
And the slipping mark.
Yeah, see how the pressure plate was slipping. Okay, there's your fork. Sometimes you get a kit comes with all of that new, but some kits you get, it doesn't come with all of it new. Right, I don't want them anymore. Right, okay, we've got a...
Yeah, you can see nice and clear grooves now.
Yeah, you can see grooves. See the thickness difference.
See the thickness.
It's almost half a size. Well used.
Use until last moment.
Yeah, so they obviously the clutches are designed to fit only one way. If you put it this way, you'll taking it all apart again. If you put it this way, you'll be fine. It does actually say flywheel side, so that means that this side goes to the flywheel. But most of the time, it will say something like that, gearbox side or geartripset, you know, like in German. But yeah, but you cannot fit it as is because you've got to clean it first. Right, get new gloves. Oh, drop them as well. Oh.
Is it water?
Yeah, of course. We'll use nice pure water. Avon water works the best.
I think you use water for your face.
No, you use the brake cleaners.
You can have look your face. Brake cleaner or clutch cleaner. No?
Brake and clutch cleaner is called. Don't use WD-40 to clean it. Just to warn you. I've seen some people try. Same like on your brakes. You do not use WD-40 here, like at all.
Yeah, last week one customer came squeaking noise at the brake. He had like WD-40
So flipping dangerous. Basically, the whole point of the of the clutch, it works on the friction. WD-40 reduces the friction. So if you reduce the friction, it means you disable the clutch. Same with the brakes. If you apply the WD-40, you reduce the friction, and you increase the death rate by 100-fold. Right. What normally you would do, use a centralized clutch fitting kit for this thing. But unfortunately, we've got that much room, and with this tool, that bit would be sticking out up to here, roughly. So we can't do it. So I have to do a cheating way.
What is your cheating way?
Well, some people recommend to put 2 dots of super glue on it. I've done that before. I'll never do that again because that's so the 2 little dobs of super glue glued that on so much I couldn't rip it off after I've done it. So I had to strip it all again, get rid of that super glue, and then and do it with the cable ties or zip ties, whatever you want to call them. Right. But first I want to put this back on, clean the fork because we haven't got a new one.
We need to go the flywheel also.
No.
What's
Oh, yeah. No, we need to clean the flywheel. We need to clean.
The other clutch hour.
Yeah, then that's different.
Different car.
Different car. We've got 2 clutches today.
Ash.
Yeah, so nice and clean. Right, where's my little there it is. Pot of high performance grease, but either way, you can't just use any old grease on the clutches. It has to be high tackiness grease. So it goes mainly on multi-splines. But I like to apply a little bit here as well. Yeah, a little bit here. Right. There's that little spring. Gonna go clip that back in. That clips back in. So that's good. That's ready to go. Now we're gonna clean up inside. Oh, raining. It's raining.
Luckily, starter motor off I can see clearly. What you're doing now?
Oh, that's not starter motor. That's your
The slave.
slave cylinder goes through there.
Yeah. Anyway, I have a space there now. You can't see leaking inside seal.
No, that's all dry up
all
there.
Nice and dry. Yeah.
The inside is dry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wet up there where sprayed was the brake cleaner. So it's wet around there. Let's have a look at the shaft. I think we've got gear on, turned on. Let's get some more tissue. Let's turn it, put it into neutral. Okay.
Now you can check the shaft,
Yeah.
gearbox shaft, no?
Yeah. It's got a tiny play, but not abnormal. Right.
Is it tiny play reasonable?
Yeah. That's all. That's all good. Right, now let's clean it one more time.
How many times you cleaning?
Well, depends how dirty it is. It's better to be safe than sorry. Because if you don't clean it properly and if it starts slipping, you have to do all of that again. Oh, for the sake of spending a few more minutes cleaning it.
Please. Yeah, leave it somewhere, please. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you could use the compressed air to blow it all out, but I remember working in the main dealer, and then one guy did it, and the whole workshop was covered in brake and clutch cleaner, and not clean dust. Everybody had to walk out because you couldn't breathe there. So it's not always a good idea to blow all of that. So because you're going to be the one that's breathing it, so that's why I use brake and clutch cleaners, and then yeah, all the dirt just gets absorbed by the into one big lump and leaks down instead of blowing up in the air. Right now, let's put some grease on the splines.
Right, I can barely see shaft.
Don't need to put too much on. That's why you got a little packet, and that's enough. A little bit on the on a little tube there as well, where the bearing goes up and down. Yeah, you don't use copper grease there. If you use copper grease and
Sticky,
something
no?
and if something goes wrong,
Warranty.
the warranty will not cover. Simple as that. So just be warned, because we had that experience before where the clutch that was faulty.
Still we have the clutch.
Yeah, and then because we use a
Sachet.
tiny little smear of brake cleaner on the copper grease on the multi-splines, they did not pay out for the claim. Okay. And it happened to be Mini also that time as well. Okay, so now I can pop that back on. Let's pop the bearing back on. Okay. There you are. until it clicks. All good. And that bit of tissue doesn't need to be there. I do prefer to use rags rather than tissue, you know, paper tissue, because rags don't rip like that. Okay, so that's the bearing is done, all cleaned up. Now we need to cable tie the clutch together. Yeah, we'll use the skinny cable ties so they're easier to thread through and easier to cut them off afterwards. Need to find where we can hook them to so they can be easily removed afterwards. Yeah, we don't want to be going through somewhere where we can't get them off afterwards. We can't even do it like that. Make sure that's not going to be trapping anything. It shouldn't be. That's good. But then it's hard to pull. And best not to use that place. And probably easier that way then. See, just try different places. There's no set place. You can hook around the spring if the spring is loose. Right. Okay. Okay. Plus, when it's like that, it's easy to maneuver in your hands. So you can see, but the edges is definitely central. And they just give a bit of last tug. Now it's nice and sturdy. So now we just need to put it back on. And once it's on, we'll cut them off and pull the cable ties out. Right.
Any locating doubt there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they always got three dowels, you know, in the center. I might move this engine back down slightly. Okay. No, it's a bit awkward this place, but I'd rather take awkward over the dropping the subframe down.
You thinking when you do this way, what do you call that? Whatever you doing,
Mm-hmm.
how many hours you can save it roughly?
I don't know, about 2-3.
2-3 hours additional job saving.
Yeah, basically.
This job quite hard, yeah.
Yeah, people don't like doing mini clutches because I say it requires a lot of work. Subframe down. Some people take the whole front of the car off. You name it. So it's quite a lot of work involved normally. But if you do gearbox replacement, then I'm afraid you've got no choice but take it all apart.
That job you can away from that problem.
Yeah, if you do just the clutch, then you don't have to do all of that. And that's in. You just need to feed the bolts in. Yeah, you don't do one bolt up all the way.
So that's why the
Put all 6 bolts in loosely and then nip them up one at a time.
like a zigzag method though different.
Yeah, across, you know, one across from each other sort of thing is like a zigzag sort of thing way.
Again, you go with the feeling. You somewhere.
There's a hole there somewhere. You can't find the hole. You just need to turn the. I mean, I've got 4 bolts in, so I might as well turn it. Also, while it's there, you can stick your fingers and you can feel if the clutch is still central. I have to think myself which way to turn.
Is that hard?
Is, but it's make it easier. You can turn it by the literally attach the socket and ratchet to the front crank pulley and turn
You
it by
can
there.
turn from this side.
Yeah, you can turn it that way.
You need another hand.
Yeah, well, you can get up and go there. You know what I mean? So. Okay. My clutch has moved a bit. I can feel it while I was putting it in. I just need to centralize it again. Sometimes what I do while it's kind of tight, but you can move it about, but it doesn't flop about. So what we can do, put the box back on, centralize the clutch, take it off, but that's obviously a lot harder to do.
Double work, no?
No, but I mean, you don't do it up. You just literally feed it on to centralize it, take it apart, and then tighten the bolts. And then it's 100% central.
But your zip type method also you use many times, yeah?
Yeah, it works. It works. I mean, most of the time I do take the gearbox off, but it's only one of the minis and the Nissan Qashqai's that I do that way.
Mm.
Then that way you don't have to take the subframe down. Turn it by hand again. Okay. Spend a little bit extra time on doing that. That feels good. I might do that. Oh. Oh, heck.
Just lined up the gearbox.
Yeah. That's it. See, it's lined up.
Yeah. Make sure it's lined up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good, yeah. It's lined up, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take it out.
Again. Starting.
Right. It's good. Feels good. It feels worse now. It feels worse now than before.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe when this.
Why the zip tight loose?
Well, it's not loose, but this because when I was feeding it in, it's kind of does move slightly. Enough to disturb it. Yeah. Oh, that's better.
How do you know it's better?
I can feel it. The
You
edges.
stick the finger there.
No, there's gaps here.
Right.
It's like all three. You can feel the pressure plate. It should be just behind the friction plate. Turn it all the way around again. the same. As long as it's the same on all three sides, that's what we're looking for. And that looks good. Oh, I've got one more bolt. Oh, didn't even notice. Oh, I thought I had them all in.
Luckily, you find up in same place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only a little bit of faffing about. I can promise you, it's a lot. All this faffing about a lot easier than dropping and putting subframe back on. Because you get with the seized bolts, you get with all sorts of issues. Then you've got steering rack to deal with.
Now go one by one. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, that's three. Because the clutch is already biting, I can get rid of the cable ties now. I can feel they're no longer needed. If I can get to it. Where's my leaves? I just have to get myself a smaller pair. Okay. There you go. There's one cable tie out. Sometimes it's easier to turn it like that. Oh, right. There. That's that on. Right, that's that out. Let's get this turned a bit more so I can get to the last cable tie. I can feel it now. Let's cut this off. Right. I don't know, this gearbox shifted somehow, and it's a little awkward now for some reasons. was lovely before. Oh. Oh, right. Oh. It's turned. The gearbox turned. That's probably why I couldn't get to it. That gearbox so covered in oil. Right, I have a 2 seconds break.
You had a problem with the wheel nut.
Yeah,
No.
still have it.
Is the wheel still on?
Yeah,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
that's to do with the wheel attached to the car.
Really?
Oh, yeah, jobs like that sometimes when they get tough, just leave it alone for a minute, walk away, come back 2 minutes later, and then and the life is brighter. Oh, everything is knocked about. Okay, let's find my bits. That's that bit. That's that bit. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's much better. See, literally, a 1 minute break, and all of a sudden, everything is like much better. There we go. There's the cable tie out. Okay, that's 3. And the next lot. Well, that's all 6 bolts snipped up. This one. Two. Okay. Right, that's all 6 bolts are done up. And that's it. And the box is back on. Well, that's one easy thing about it. Not dropping the gearbox right down. It's easier to put it back on as well. Got everything apart from a socket on it. 400 extensions and no sockets. Right. Let's find my socket. Yeah, for the starting one.
The lower arm of the tree from the other.
Oh, there's some rubbish there. Oh yeah, there it is. And the socket. Woo! My hands are. Right. Now the first stage, you don't do them up completely, put all the bolts in. But I just want to have some pressure on it so it holds it. This one. Okay. Let's get rid of them. Well, that's the top and bottom done, so it pulled itself nicely, nice and square and flush with the bell housing. And so we can put the bolts in nicely now. Normally, if your gearbox doesn't go back in properly, that normally means your clutch isn't centralized. That's why I spend extra too long maybe, but at least I don't have any issues. It just goes back on without me playing about with it for half an hour and try to catch it and try put the gearbox back on and it doesn't fit. You can't put the bolts in because it's just not enough. But yeah, if it's all centralized, all perfectly fine, then it just slides in and that's it and stays there. Okay. Start the motor back on. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use this bolt for the middle because it's got a good head on it. I'm going to put this naked bolt at the bottom of the starter motor. Make myself life a bit easier. Okay. It's 12. Oh, let's put this back in as well. No. Right, let's pop this bolt back in. So they're all in. Don't want to do it, as I said, I don't want to do it up until I've done the rest of the bolts up. This torch keeps collecting all my sockets. Let's get rid of some rubbish now. Oh, there it is. Alright, let's try to put this starter bolt back in, bolt in. The awkward one. Well, I say I swapped them now, so they should have a good head on it. There you go. Oh. Right. Well, I can finish the top bolt. I want to finish the top bolts. Once the top bolts are done up, I can put the engine mount back on. Then I can get to the bottom bolts properly. That's that on. That's all the top bolts are done up. But before I put the engine mount back on, I've got to put this back in. Drop it down. Otherwise I won't have enough room afterwards. There you go. Okay, that's through. The cables can go back as well. Not really going to be covering anything anymore, so they can go back in. Do this one a little bit in. There you go. Well, that's the gear cables back on. Let's feed the engine mount back in. Goes that way. Right, that's the 3 bolts are in. The awkward bolts behind the pipes. Oh yeah, well, brakes are still pressed. I remember that one. Three down. Awkward one. That's all 4 down. Okay. All the sockets are present apart from my 18mm. Oh, that's the one. All found. Well, that's the engine hanging. That means we can get rid of the axle jack now. I can finish the rest of the bell housing bolts. Starter motor on, gear cables on. Right, let's get the rest of the bell housing bolts back in. I need that. That's one thing. I do like to put things down and then never find things again. That's all. Okay. I must have put it there. Oh, see, that's why I don't like leaving things on the up in the engine bay. The awkward bolts. Can get away with 10mm socket if they're not over tightened. Should do with E14. 10mm does the same job. Okay, so that's all the bell housing bolts done up. You can put the clutch slave cylinder back in. Again, this one needs to be done evenly. and the nuts can only go one way. Look like a dome head on it. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Right. Okay, that's bell housing bolts back in. The slave cylinder is in. Make sure it's still clipped in here. That's good. Now, the next step, I can put the drive shafts back in. I think I'll start with the other side. It goes in that way. That's it, and it just clips in. Come on, that's an easy part. Ah, there you go. Two nuts for the ball joint. Okay, now two bolts for the drive shaft center cap. This one. Good. Well, that's that drive shaft in. I can put this bolt back in as well now. If I can find it. There it is, under the cardboard. Right. Okay. I have to do that by a spanner first. Might be enough now. Okay. Let's get this ball joint bolts back on. Right. Drive shaft in. Chisel and hammer. Right. Right, that's good. This side we're finished with. Let's get this out of here. A lot of torches on. So we've done that side. Let's pop this drive shaft back in as well now. This one will be a little bit more awkward with the wheel on. Yes, it just clipped in. go. That goes back in. Alright, let's pop these nuts back in on the ball joint. As you can see, it's awkward to do it without taking the wheel off, but it's possible to do it with the wheels off, not coming off at all the car. Obviously struggle more. We could have saved ourselves probably about an hour by not trying to undo this locking wheel nut. Probably could do, leave all them bolts off completely, let them run on one wheel bolt until it loosens itself off. And then he loses the whole wheel. Don't do it. It was a joke. I know some people take things literally sometimes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There you go. The wheel edge back in. I probably will need a bath after this with my clothes on. Now we need to find how to fill the gearbox with oil. Sometimes there is a breather hole that you can fill it with. Or just drill the hole through, and then drill the hole through and put the oil in. Yeah, I think it might be a plug at the back. Yeah, there it is. Right at the back above the drive shaft. Just pop it off. I remembered. I've done it before. I remember looking before, and then for some reasons I've forgotten. There it is. It's easier probably from the top. You see. Right, let's pop the syringe in. Oh, you got syringe there. Oh, Charlie's organised. He brought me a syringe already. I didn't even notice. Ooh. And that's a syringe, but you can use it as a funnel also. That's what I normally do. Yeah, unfortunately, customer is on a budget, so he doesn't want any oil. Ooh. Before you pop it in, make sure it's actually in a hole. Otherwise, it leaks all over the floor.
Always need to go with the customer parts.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to pay for the oil, so he gets the old oil back in. But if you spill it, then you have to put your own oil in, free of charge. Let's get rid of this. Don't need that. As I said, just because it's a syringe doesn't mean they have to use it as a syringe. I prefer just to use it as a funnel, let it dribble in all by itself. I might even pop a little bit more oil because it has an oil leak. So I don't know if it's a gear oil leaking or engine oil leaking. So I'd rather pop some in, because if it's too much, it's just gonna come up through the overflow, because you fill through the overflow. So you just need to fill until it starts coming out, basically. Let's put some oil in. Lovely. Yep. Only a tiny bit. Just to make it all right. And no, it's not an engine oil. The 7590 gear oil. Now it's gone in. Now we can use a bit of a syringe to just to squirt the rest of it in. And it's coming out, that's good. So that means we're to the maximum. We are at the maximum level. Yeah, I don't like it, like, you know, when they're not sure you've done the big job and then you don't know if it's enough oil in there or not. There's some oil leak because it's leaking straight onto the exhaust. It's baked on the exhaust already. I think it's like dripping from that nut. Let's do it up. Right. Let's drive shafts are in. Oil is in. Right. Okay. That's all back together. Let's put all of this back together. So the gear's on, the clutch on, the oil is it, the wheels are on. Let's put that bracket back on. Else underneath. Okay. actually, I'll stick long extension on. That. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. That's why I use the paper normally. Do this one up. Oh, let's go fishing. I thought they're gonna get it, but there you go.
You see, or you just go in like that?
No, I can't see. Nowadays. screw normally sits there, but the cover, but the bracket is actually broken there. Not there. Actually, that's for this. Okay. Yeah, it should have another bit up here, but it's not here. If it's not there, can't do much about it. Put it back in the hole where it belongs, but it's not actually holding anything.
Is it possible to show the carburetor?
Oh, what?
Carburetor, but I know the throttle because customer need to see where's the carburetor. Is it possible to show? No, it's I think underneath, no?
Throttle body, you mean?
Yeah, throttle body. Yeah, he said the
throttle
carburetor.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
there is no cables there. There's a wires.
Show him machine if you can.
Yeah, the throttle body is just here, underneath this pipe, this black pipe, and it goes. You can just about see the plastic part of the body up there. That's it. That's the throttle body. You can see. So to do it, basically you take that off with this pipe. It's easy to undo that pipe. To undo, obviously, you take this off. You don't even have to remove them screws. You can leave them attached. You undo this one and literally yank it up because it's like a two rubber bunks it just sits on. You wiggle it and pop it off. And then once it popped off, you'll see the throttle body. It's just sitting just there. You can touch it, but you can't really see. But once that's off, you can obviously see. And there's a 3 Torx 30 screws holding it down. Just undo them, 3 or 4, I can't remember now, 3 I think is. Yeah, you pop it off and Bob's your uncle. Okay, so that's the clutch done. Just need to check it, make sure it still works. But before we check it, we need to drop the car down. Throttle, if you say in Irish accent. Seems to be having a lot of cardboard up here. Seems like we have a homeless man living here or something. Ask Charlie if he needs a bed to lay down. He could come to mine. I have to sleep on this cardboard. Okay. See, the problem is it's all covered in tree sap. So every time you lean on it, all the dirt from your clothes goes straight onto the tree sap. Right, at least we've got a seat cover. And then we can try. Oh. Don't want no. Oh, whatever that was. Oh, there you go. It feels much better now. Yeah, it goes through all the gears lovely. Pedal feels too light, if anything. It feels like there is no clutch. But obviously the clutch is there, but because the clutch is brand spanking new, it feels so light. But before you had to like literally squeeze the pedal, like you feel like your pedal, you know, your foot hurts. There you go. You have to take it for a test drive, but I'll let the customers remove their own locking wheel nut key, or take it to the place that he last done the tires and let them do it. It's whoever broke this locking wheel nut key for them, they can sort that problem out. Right, we've done the clutch, and then yeah, that's us done. We'll do the next clutch in a minute, but yeah, for this one,
You have another
it's all
clutch
good.
here?
I've got another clutch to do, but the other one is much easier. It will be on a Vauxhall Astra instead of a Mini. Yeah, oil is in. You don't have to bleed it because it's external slave cylinder. If you have a 6-speed gearbox, then obviously it's totally different setup. And yeah, the slave goes inside and it's hydraulic cylinder. So
Basically, you took 222 minutes for this job.
you know, it's probably too long because we spent probably extra hour trying to undo the wheel nut. But you can knock it out in about 2 hours, this job, if you go for it without stopping and doing anything else. But if you get stuck on a silly thing like that, is your day gone. You know, wheel nut stuck, and that's it. You can't do anything about it. But we managed to do it without taking the wheel off, so it's possible. Lovely jowly. Okay, right. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye for now.